Evening. I think we're there. If we are, give us a thumbs up, type something in or something. Sorry, I'm slightly late. Yes, this minute got in, or well, 5 minutes ago got in, whatever it was. I don't know we're going to get here. There we are. We're here. Let's see if you give a minute to make sure things are working. Get a response on the other end. Evening, Peter. Evening, David. Okie dokie. Hopefully things are working. Looks like probably are. Audio is horrible. Ah, right, okay. I know that is. Bear with me. How's that? Any better? Ah, I know what it is. There we are. How's that? Is that better? That's because I got the receiver plugged in, charging up. Give it a second or two and hopefully it will be slightly better. Much better. Yeah, sorry, as I've got the receiver plugged in, charging up. Right. Let's see, who have we got here? Peter, David, Stevie, evening. Peter, evening. Ed, evening. Cryptic message there from Ed. The what, I wonder? Evening, Paul. Got on tonight. Excellent. We need you to do the other night. While you're here, we might have a look at those flyers again in a minute. Right, so I've had a bit of a crap week one way or another, but not that that's any of your problems. Let me just hold the camera a little bit. So I'm slightly behind where I wanted to be. I might get all the videos done of the new stuff by now, but I haven't. But they are up with photographs. So let's go over here. New stuff. So we've got these 13 nice new machines all listed on. They just come in from the States. There's a little bit more detail to add here and there as I video them. But at least they're up now and you can have a look. So the plan is tomorrow and Sunday. I've got people come in both days. But in between that to get all these videos so you can see them all working. They're all very nice machines, all got locks and keys, all working. Yeah. Nice, and some stuff that doesn't turn up very often. Lion's Head, don't see them very often. When was the last one of those we sold? 2019, I only sold one. Yep. Particularly a nice Challenger shooter. Those who like the little shooters, really nice graphics on this one, all round, all dead original. The size can be quite rough on those sometimes. And it's got the nice ABT transfer on both sides as well, and the original artwork underneath the glass. So that's about as nice as an original one of those you'll find, I should think. So we sold 3 of those over the years: 2016, 2013, and 2012. A Pulver, again a particularly good one. There's one chip on the front you can see just to the left of the T on the bottom line of text, to the left of Tasty Chew. And there's a little bit of lifting right on the very back edge. Other than that, the enamel's basically perfect, very good shiny gloss on it as well. They can be quite rough when they do turn up, and the little man's really, really good as well. Clockwork all working. So we'll get a video of him running. It's quite good fun. 2016, 2014 was the last time we sold those. A Triple Jacks, a Gottlieb one, original one. I don't think we sold, no, any sales results for those. Pretty rare thing over here. You get the repro ones turn up now and again. But this is original, untouched. Again, as nice as you're ever going to find, really. A sweet little machine on Sense, I think that one. What else have we got? A Kaylee Cadet, another rare one over here. Don't see them very often at all. I think I've only ever seen one, possibly two over the years. We haven't sold any before. Very unusual with that kind of big round jackpot in the middle. So yeah, quite a striking deco-y machine. And they didn't make bandits for very long. So yeah, something a bit different for the bandit collectors. A very nice little buckleball gun. Really pretty castings on this one. Very, very deco. You'll see better on the video as it does a twirly-whirly, but the side castings as well are particularly nice on those. There's quite a few different variants of it. A couple of those were sold before. One in... yeah, the last one we sold wasn't in very good condition. Bits missing, I think, no back door, etc. 2016, and one back in 2015. Another very good Mills Extraordinary mint vendor front, twin mint vendors and reserve jackpot. Original paint. Yep, snake key and lock. Just a really, really nice machine. There's probably two-tone blue and silver paint on it. Another castle front. Again, all working. What's this one on? 5 cents, I think. Yep. Jackpot, original cash box. Good. A poker reel. Poker reel. Poker reel, I suppose it is, not poke, I guess, as it's 5-card poker. Anyway, another one doesn't turn up very often. Dead original, untouched. Yeah, just as you like to find them, really. Un-Americanized, which is unusual. So that's quite a sweet little thing. Again, really pretty side castings on it, which you'll see in the video. It twirls around on the old turntable there. A little imp. I think it's just about the smallest trade stim probably there ever was. They're like, well, not much bigger than a cup of tea, funnily enough. I should photograph it next to a cup of tea, shouldn't I, of a scale? I will put the measurements on as well, I just haven't had time to do them yet. Oops. A nice standard sheath, all original chrome, which you're getting, again, very, very hard to find. What's this one? Nickels, jackpot, escalator, all the biz, very smart. Oops. Little Gretchen Liberty. So we've got some original tokens with it as well, with different denominations on them. So that's quite nice. A little bit dull, that photograph. I must have not had the lighting very good. Mind. And then a little Bantam vendor. All polished. It looks like chrome, but it's all cast alloy. Keys again, nickel vend. So yeah, there we go. Sold one of those a few years ago. 2014, last one of those was sold. A while ago. So there we are. So that's that lot. All this new stuff in. If you want to come and look at any of it, I'm around, as I say, all weekend, trying to get the videos of it done. I've got a couple of other people coming as well over the weekend. So it'll be a bit fits and starts, but you're more than welcome to come and have a look. They're all up here in Cambridge. Next week, I'm around most days, I think, at the moment as well. So just let me know. And as I say, I'll get the videos done ASAP. Then also that have come in that I've not listed yet because I haven't got around to photographing them. There is a what else have we got in? There's a Sega light up, but I think it's the English version. JCW is it on the casting? No, not JCW. I don't know. Can't remember what the letters are. Anyway, whatever they are. I just think I don't know much about those ones. I think that's what it is. Somebody will know. Sort of for restoration, but it's all complete as far as I could see. There is a very nice high top jewel bell, two-tone paint, really nice one. And there is a Pace deluxe chrome bandit. They don't quite very often as well. And also, I think hopefully coming tomorrow is another high top. That might not come until next week. I'm not sure. One that Henry Apparel restored a few years ago, so that again will be a very nice one. That somebody paid an awful lot of money for. So yeah, machines rolling in basically. So that's where we're at with all of that lot. Finishing this Sunday, what have we got finishing this Sunday? There's these 6 wall machines. So don't forget about those, and some Bandit wall cards. There's a whole load more spares to put on as well, as soon as I get time to do them. So it's been a bit of a crap week, one thing and another, with Chinese people appearing on my bank accounts and things like that going on, and rows with the gas people and other sort of bits of aggro going on. But never mind, never mind. Yeah, so there we are. So having had all that going on, I haven't got round as yet to sort out any more photos, unfortunately, for tonight to look at. But as Paul's here, we might have another look at these Crompton's things. But there is a load more stuff sent in. Peter Cousins has sent us more Crompton's photographs, which are quite nice, which I found on Facebook somewhere. Hopefully they'll be all right to use. Might not be able to upload them to the website, but I'm sure they'll be all right to stick in a video. I have to try and track. I don't do Facebook, so I'm not really entirely sure where they came from. And there's some other stuff in as well. There's a whole load of quite good sort of 40s-ish, 40s, 50s, possibly into 60s photographs of some Vegas casinos are quite good, with great big long lines of high tops, funnily enough. Talk about high tops mostly. Was a postcard I found with a very bizarre bandit on kind of a Sputnik-y thingy, one of the arcades, casinos, which was quite interesting. And a few other bits and bobs. What else was in my folder of stuff to look through? This one over here. Just have a quick flick through. Some Mutascope flyer stuff to do. Yeah, just all sorts of bits and bobs really. I'll try and sort of batch stuff together rather than just one of this and one of that, one of the other. So it makes a bit more sense. Yeah, so I'll get some more of that sorted out for Sunday night. For the chitty chat. There's one somewhere with a bear. What have I done with that? Looked quite interesting. It looked like a bandit in a taxidermy bear, it looked like. I don't know what I've done with that photograph now. Very bizarre. Can I find it? It's here somewhere. I'll try and dig that one out, because that would look quite interesting. Anyway, on here I should still have. Should we have a quick look at these? What we looked at the other night, things. I have uploaded them now. All of these. Oops. Now where's it gone? What have I done? I clicked the wrong button. Hang on. Where's my things gone? That's it. Back again. Marvellous. Right, so we did discover this one. I think I only found half the flyer, which actually says 6, because it was called the... What was it called? Huh, I've forgotten already. Paul pinged me a text and told me. Just go to Crompton's page. Archers, funny enough. And then if you remember me saying about the Canvey Island casino arcade that we cleared a load of stuff out of years and years ago, and clambering over machines to get to stuff because just couldn't get things out. Splinter in my hand. On those photographs, I've now got some photographs of that arcade store, which will make some of you cry probably when you see the stuff in there that got flattened with the buildings as far as I'm aware. What have I done with them? I'll sort these out for Sunday night as well, because they've been WhatsApped to me, so I've got to get them off the WhatsApp onto the computer and then the right size to show on the screen. Now I've just lost them all together. What have I done with them? Here we are. Yes, there is that Archer's machine in the store in Canvey Island. Stood next to a double-sided JWS pusher. Let me just find that and show you which one it is. For those of you who like your pushers, not machines. Pushers. That one. Let's go back to here a minute. Yeah, so that Archer's machine, wherever that was, which I just showed you, was stood next to a double-sided one of these. And the double-sided one of these, I remember standing on top of, hoping I wouldn't go through the glass, to take some pictures off the front of a giant Film Stars machine, which I think is a Crompton's, called the original Film Stars. Huge, big 4-player, double-sided thing, sort of even bigger than a pusher. So yeah, there's also in there, which Paul will like, a Cover the Spot, a Big Shot Shooter Streets, one of those nice arcade lights we like, the push-off thing, a playing card thing, I don't know what that was. I think it's the same as the Film Stars, but playing cards. And some other random stuff, all sort of higgledy-piggledy upside down. Something called a Prospector, that looks fun. Yeah, so I'll get these off and you can look at them then on Sunday night. Anyway, let's have a look at these flyers again. Back over here. So is that one? So there's the Ace race, which is the big thing I was describing a few weeks ago. We sold one years ago back at the Elephant House. But I think it was the football themed one, where the whole centre table spins round and then lifts up, or rather lifts up first, spins round, and drops back down again to make the payout connection, as it were. So that's an Ace race. I think there's 3 or 4 versions of that. The footballer, horses and greyhounds, is it? Something like that. So hopefully we'll find some images or flyers or something of the other ones. And gradually fill in the Crompton's page, if nothing else. Big Time Roulette. This looked quite interesting with the playfield. Seemed to have some kind of rotary thingy on the lower play deck to sort of twirl the coins around. So that looked quite interesting, different idea. Cakewalk, of course. So that's what that is. The Cover the Spot, as I said, there's one of these in the Canvey Island lot. There's one in Dingles, isn't there? I don't know of any others. If there's any other ones about anywhere. This thing looks rather good, this gold cup. It seemed to be an automatically playing pinball machine in the middle of it. Fired the ball up, jingled in some pins and dropped in a slot at the bottom indicating one of the horses, and you could bet on one or all of the horses, like any of the kind of multi-bet type machines. And then but it just continuously kind of played the pinball. Quite a nice game, I should think. Quite like that one. Grand Canyon. This was the one I had to attack with a saw and wedge in the back of my car, and I bought one up in Norfolk somewhere. I went around Mr. Williamson's with it hanging out the back of the car for a cup of tea. And that ended up in, it was a Botany Bay for a while. I can't remember who bought it when we sold it. Good machine though, took good money. What else do we have? Ice hockey, of course. The International Tote. This is interesting. It's a bit like a Whittaker's Grand National type horse racer type thing. Crompton's versions. I don't know if Crompton's were pre or post Whittaker's. I don't think we've got any dates on these at the moment. Might be interesting to find out in due course. Did they both come up with the idea? Did one license the patent from the other, or what? I don't know. The Penny Falls, of course. Good old Penny Falls. The Penny on Ice, which seems like a very nice machine. I don't know if there's any of those surviving anywhere, but I'd quite like to see one. The little skaters going around on glass plates pushing the pennies around. Which sounds like quite a nice idea. I can't ever remember seeing one of those. Oh yeah, and then there's the Streets, the Colour Armour, which was a machine I was trying to think of. I remember playing as a kid. It's a particularly crappy flyer, that one. That's all I could find at the moment. So if anyone's got a better image or a better flyer of it, you can let us have a copy of, that would be good. Yeah, so there we are. So that's that lot. So I've uploaded them. Now onto the Crompton's page, which you'll find under A for Crompton, obviously, because it comes under Alfred Crompton. When I get around to re-indexing things, come under C for Crompton. But anyway, that's where it is at the moment. So we've still got some gaps. I know there's still lots more machines I haven't got listed as well, so if anyone can be bothered to let me know, think of any other machines Crompton's did, we ought to try and fill in one maker a week or something. Try and fill in Crompton's and then have a look at, you know, I don't know, go through some of the English makers. People like Streets and Whittaker's and all this kind of later stuff that's very in vogue at the moment, and try and fill some of the gaps in. Some more different machines. Even if you haven't got a picture of them, if you know there's a machine called X, let me know, then I can fill them in and try and find an image or a flyer or something. Peter says pictures of Penny on Ice and Ace Race in amongst those Crompton pics. Yeah, they look nice. I'll sort those out for Sunday night. Those photographs, some of these machines as well, which is good, and the photos of them in not looking quite so pretty when they're in the Canvey Casino storage place. But you might find it interesting at least. And yeah, see what else we can find. Be nice to find the actual machines, wouldn't it? Well, I suspect some of them, there's just not going to be any left anymore, which is a shame. But hey ho. It's very odd when, you know, like I said before, considering how relatively recent this stuff is 50 years old and none of it exists anymore in some cases. And then we've got stuff 120 years old. There's multiple examples of that have survived. just, I think because they were just smaller. It's as simple as that in most cases. Just too big to be kept. Yeah. So there we are. So that's where we're at with all that lot. Let's go back to this new stuff again. This is new stuff. Any questions, comments, or whatever, let me know. And obviously, if you've got any questions on any of this new stuff, they'll probably be answered when the videos go up. But if you need anything specific that I haven't put in the description or you can't see from the video, then just ping me a message and I will find out for you. So those other machines I mentioned, I will get these videos and descriptions, everything finished on these first, and then I'll look at those. So it'll be later next week. They'll kind of go on for next weekend. They high top pace deluxe. The Sega. Which I think of the letters in it. I want to say J. No, not J and C. CW, no, not CWS. That's Cooperative Wholesale Society, isn't it? I don't know. Whatever it is, anyway. 3 letters. So I think it's the English one, and then another nice high top. That's what I know of at the moment coming in, or is in. Peter says it'd be interesting if a large find of these very large 60s, 70s machines came to the market. Just how many people would really buy them? Yeah. Well, other than Paul to wedge into his arcade, or you to wedge into your arcades and operate, I don't know, is the answer. I suppose we might find out with the Colorama thing shortly. I've got my 2 new temporary garages have come. So it's another job for the weekend to try and get those up, so I can put my juggle some cars around here, which will leave me with an empty brick-built garage, which I can then get the Colorama home in next week sometime in. So hopefully I'll get that for next weekend as well. So that'll be a good test. Who's going to buy this big stuff? With how many offers we get in on that, I'll let you know. I don't know the smaller stuff. I think I saw a very interesting little pusher today. I can't think what it was called. I wish I could remember what it was called. A wall-mounted one, only the size of a push-off or whatever. But it had like a V-shaped window in it. What was it called? And you put a penny slot either side of the front. So like a V-shaped window, but it pushed the pennies up, sort of up vertically, and then over the back somehow, with the back flash, as it were, into the payout cup. So push them upwards. Never seen one of those before. Can't think what it was called. But, yeah, couldn't persuade the chap to sell it at the moment. Peter Cousin said, found a video on YouTube showing the motor racing machine in Ramsgate. 4-car figure of 8 twin lane sports car and Scalextric one. Yeah, I remember playing those. Huge things. Well, it's indeed more huge when I was about 6 or 7 or whatever playing them, of course. Haven't seen one for a long time. So the last one of those I saw, I didn't buy. It was in a travelling arcade that was being smashed up years ago in Derby Way somewhere. I bought some bits off a showman because I just couldn't move it, physically move it or put it anywhere. And it was working as well, or supposedly. I didn't plug it in, but you know, it was working when the arcade was closed, as it were. And they were just emptying the arcade to cut it up for scrap. But it was when we were doing Botany Bay, the video game arcade in Botany Bay, where we had Space Invaders and stuff. I think I bought a Space Invaders from the chap, and probably something else. No, I was looking for kind of early video games. So it was, yeah, 20 something years ago. Paul says, anyone remember the name of a machine from 1976, an AWP, where people queued up to play them? They were dumped in 1979. No. I never really did AWP, they weren't really my thing. I like all the novelty stuff. But a couple of the fruity people probably remember. There was a couple on Sunday night. Ex-operators or engineers or whatever who knew a lot about, an awful lot more than I know about them, about AWPs. So hopefully they'll be back on Sunday if they're not here tonight. So ask again then, and one of those is bound to know. Peter says, read the big 60s, 70s machines. I can only think of 6 people top, but I doubt they would buy more than 1 or 2 bits each. Yeah. It is a problem unless you're operating or you've got a massive games room. Where'd you put them? People might manage to squeeze one in their garage or something. You can't get most of them in a house because they're too big to go through ordinary doors. So we need to go on site ideally. I still like to do an arcade of that era of stuff, the 60s, sort of 60s stuff, but really well themed out with it, properly done. To kind of take you back in time, I suppose. It's just about, well, although I'm a 70s child, it was all that sort of stuff I remember playing. And yeah, really good fun machines. Paul says, I'll tell you what they are on Sunday. Okay. But yeah, whether anybody could find a site anywhere, because you need a big site, obviously, physically big to put them in. They take up an awful lot more space than an Allwyn does. And space costs money. So yeah, sadly, it's probably just not doable. But just complete with a key main and a brown coats and smoking. Well, of course, yeah. Yeah, a very greasy, sort of half screwed up, roll up woodbiney type thing. Lots of machine grease on, hanging out of the corner of the gob. Yep, a bunch of keys. Black hands for all the pennies and all the grease of the machines. It used to be the worst thing about when we were up at Botany Bay. If I spent the day there running the arcade, emptying all the machines, sorting all the pennies. Used to sort them every time it was emptied. As anybody who's operated will know, you have to sort them every time they're emptied. Because people bring their own pennies and wedge bent ones in. So we'd have, if it was a really good empty, maybe 2 big like 5-gallon buckets full of pennies, 20,000 pennies or something to go through. All to sort out by hand, and which took a few hours, and the hands just be absolutely black. And you wash them and wash them and wash them, and they still smell of pennies on the way home. But yeah, every week we'd pull out rough pennies people had brought in themselves. It says 76 to 79, just before my time on the road. Yeah, probably seen whatever it was though. Would love a large machine, but not enough space. I think that's the problem most of us have, isn't it? It's just the space. It's that simple. Yeah. Ray Roberts would probably know what machine you're talking about, Paul. I know he often tunes in, or he doesn't join in with the chat, but he often watches. So he does happen to see it. Hopefully he might send a message through. Because I think he was you know, he's a machine mechanic on the road at that sort of time as well, I think. Bell Fruit, I think he worked for, from memory. So it's not a Bell Fruit machine. There might not have been one he dealt with, but yeah, I was just shocked at the prices that stuff was apparently making, those early, well, late 70s, early 80s machines. Especially after all the ones I threw away. Hey ho. Learn something every day, as they say. So yeah, filling up these database pages, we'll have to have a to try and get a bit organised and have a concerted effort to perhaps fill in a different maker every week. So I'm sure we can find a bit more Crompton's info that we've not got. Streets have been another good one because I had loads of stuff at that sort of age, didn't they? I've only got a few on here. But there's loads more stuff, Streets Way, isn't there? Wheeler Inns and all that sort of stuff. So, if anybody's got any pictures or knows any machines, any flyers, any info, whatever, let me know. We'll try and fill in a bit of Streets page. Rifle range, I wonder if that was one of their own. It did say Streets on it, but it's... yeah, it says Streets on the random order, the gallopers there. But whether it's English made, whether it's like a Chicago coin or something like that, imported and just with a new top flash in, I don't know. Paul says these were made by Thomas. I presume you mean the machines you're talking about. It says Chris Parcell, Bridlington has a fab collection of these large type of machines. Maybe a good DVD idea. Yeah, I'll have to get hold of him. I haven't spoken to Chris for a while. Put him on my list of films to go and make. Paul says, need a page for Mayfields as well. Yes, definitely need a page for Mayfields. I need a list of Mayfield's machines as well, so I'm sure you can think of a few off your head. Ping me a message with them on and I'll start making the page up. I haven't got Mayfield at all, have I, on there yet? No. So I'll make a Mayfield page. There's that thing I've got, as I say, well, on, I haven't got them on here anymore, have I? I don't think. My video thingy, my broadcasting thingy. No, I haven't. If you remember on New Year's Eve, I had those adverts for 1965 World's Fair that Gary sent us in. I've now got his World's Fair itself. So I'm going to try and rescan them in at a bit of bigger resolution. Like really hard to, because of the newsprint, the dots in the newsprint at that age is quite coarse, and you know, if you ever try to scan newsprint, you get kind of wavy patterns in the pictures, so it's a bit of a fiddle to do, but I'll tweak the settings and try and get the best out of it I can do. There's some really nice adverts in there, and some of them are too big. to fit on Gary's scanner, but this big one here I can get the whole World's Fair on, whole pages at a time, as it were. So yeah, that's another project for when I've got a couple of hours spare to slap it on the scanner. Pete says, got politely asked to leave 2 arcades for winning too much on the wheeler-ins. Very noisy, paying out on the top glass top. Yeah, I used to love those wheeler-ins. I was fascinated by how they worked as I was a kid. I had no idea how the machine could know possibly where the penny was, especially if it's on the line or over the line or whatever. And then you had the penny sliding down the glass. Yeah, good things. You get the more modern ones, you'll see those about now and again, don't you? But haven't seen an old one for a while. The original one. If there's any of those anywhere. Yeah, sort of a few different new versions about, isn't there? There's a fruity one, weren't there, a few years ago? Sort of a fruit machine themed one. The streets, the little penny bowl machines, they were good as well. We operated a couple of those. I think they've been remade lately as well. I'm sure I've seen a modern version of those. What am I looking for? Streets, penny bowls. These, in fact, I think that one might have owned that one at one time, I think. Where you bowl your penny down the playfield and knock over the little skittle at the end for a payout. There's a conveyor belt in the bottom of the machine to bring the pennies. Obviously, the pennies end up at the back of the machine. So there's a conveyor belt underneath the playfield to bring the pennies back to the front again to load up the payout tube. And lots of pennies fall off a conveyor belt and you end up with them all in the bottom of the machine everywhere. It was quite a popular machine. I think we had a couple of them. We had one down at, we had one up at Botany Bay and one down at Folly Farm. Which is greedy gobs or greedy gulps or something. And my nephew liking playing one. In fact, it was in Peter's arcade. Whittaker's made it a roll and bowl, that was it. Yep, I remember Harvey liking it a lot. Standing there for half an hour feeding it with pennies. At Merivale. Roll and bowl, yeah. Crompton's roller win. Whittaker's remade it as roll and bowl. All right, because this penny bowls was streets. And Whittaker's made it greedy gobs. All right, seems they all kind of had a version of it then. That's interesting. Perhaps it's another one of those ideas that Crompton's came up with and didn't bother to patent, and everybody else nicked the idea again, like the pushers. Interesting to know. What these toy street machines I've got down here are Octopus and Octopus 8, 1935 and 1938. by Streets. It might be the others. There's lots of versions of Streets. There's Streets, Automatic and Amusements, which is 1920s and 30s. I think this information was stuff in Carter's book, probably, most likely. I don't know what any of these machines are or what they look like. I think they're just from adverts. They might not even be correct. Don't know. Guess we'll find out one day. So yeah. So yes. So my plan for the weekend is videos. People coming. If you want to come over, just let me know. I'm around and about. I'll pop out Sunday lunchtime for about an hour or so. Other than that, I'm around all weekend. If you want to come and have a butcher's at all these nice new goodies. Well, any of these goodies really. Any of these machines. Scroll down a little bit. Yeah, just let me know. And then Sunday night, so we've had photos to sort out of the Crompton's machines, sort of period, nice 60s photos, and the ones of the Canberra Casino, which was 30 something years ago. I'm trying to work out what date that was. And some other nice photographs I found of various things, probably a few more flyers knocking about as well, etc. So we'll do all that on Sunday night. Peter says, I think Whittaker's roll and bolt and their greedy gobs could convert to old penny if the lifting hopper can cope with the old pennies. Oh, that's interesting. I think they sense with opto sensors, don't they, those new ones? Whereas the Streets one was micro switches, the little skittle literally knocked over, and I think they were sprung loaded and just clicked a micro switch. I think there's more modern ones are opto sensors from memory when I looked at them. I think old penny's quite better because there's a nice big coin rolling down the playfield. So a little modern penny is a bit small, isn't it, really? You can't kind of see it so well. Pete says, been talking to John Whittaker about it. Yeah, I've not operated a newer one. I know you had one in the Merivale before, in the modern arcade bit. So the only experience I got was with the original Streets ones, but they did take good money. They were quite a popular little thing, really. Don't know why. It's just one of those machines that seem to appeal to people. I guess it's one of those games, a bit like the Wheelerman, where if you just, you kind of keep just missing, so you want to have another go to try and get it, don't you? Before you know where you are, you put half a dozen pennies in it. It's one of those games. Hmm. Both good steady earners, yeah. Yeah, there we are then. Get one in the arcade. I wonder if you can make it look a bit older somehow. Guess it's all down to graphics really, isn't it, on the backs of them. Cheat them up a bit, make it look a bit older. Yeah, don't know really. Probably could do. Hmm. So yeah, there we are. What are people wanting? Anything else you want on the machine front at the minute while we're talking about machines? Oh, funny enough, somebody wants one of those shooters. Look, I was just looking at. There you go. Shooter, Tip the Skittle, Beachcomber, Screwball. There we are. Piqued someone interested in this more modern stuff again. I keep saying modern, it's 50 years old and it's not that old. It's as old as me, or older than me. But you know what I mean. Copy of the Streets artwork. Yeah, get Jim on the job, make some new artwork. You have the modern, run the modern tech, but with a nice older looking machine. A hybrid bowling machine. Hybrid penny bowler. Yeah, it'd be quite good, I think, actually. You could probably do a couple of them, flog them. Did you, what happened to the Beachcomber? Did anybody buy it? The one that was in auction? Has it been sold yet? I don't know. And if so, did anybody buy it? Or has it not come up yet? Can't even remember what auction it was in. These old ones then. There's other gaps I need to fill in somewhere. I found a Pharaoh's picture, didn't I? Somewhere in my photographs. One that was in Cliff Mills's shed. I'll have to scan that in, that'll fill that gap in. No, Peter didn't buy it and there were no bids. Oh, that's surprising. I thought somebody would have bought one of those, wouldn't you, really? Especially when I went to all the trouble to find a photograph, thinking of the case as well. Back in again this Saturday. Perhaps it'll be cheap this time then. But it might not, because loads of people might have seen it by now and it might make loads of money this time, mightn't it? Beachcomber. It kind of belongs in Merivale, really, doesn't it? It should be in a seaside arcade. Oh well, we'll see what happens then. Perhaps it will find a new home this weekend. Yeah, so there we are. So any more from anybody? What's the time? It's just gone 9 o'clock. I'll probably wrap things up. That's what we usually do on a Friday. It's sort of about an hour-ish. Sunday might be a bit longer because there's lots of stuff to look at. And yeah, be a bit more organised. I literally just got in tonight in time. I didn't think I was going to. Because of traffic and one thing and another. And yeah, we'll have some nice photographs to look at. See what else is coming on the email. I think there's some more emails coming from other people as well. So apologies for not giving you a mention, but I've been a bit chocker the past day or two. Let's have a quick look at my emails here. Some shooters, some helicopters. Yes, there's a few things to look at. So I'll sort all those pictures out and get them so they're the right size and shape to put on the video on Sunday night. And we'll have a look at them all then. Right, Peter's off, nighty night. I'll catch you Sunday. And probably everybody else as well. I think that's probably about it for tonight. I think people have had enough. Yeah. So just a quick reminder, these finish this weekend. These half a dozen machines and some award cards. So don't forget about those. If you need to know anything about them, ask away pronto. And the new stuff, if you want to come and have a look at any of these, or obviously the other stuff, it's all here in Cambridge. I'm here all weekend. So just give us a shout. You're welcome to pop up anytime. The kettle's always on. And yeah, some nice stuff there. Mr. Drift says, hi Steve, when you listen to those spares you're mentioning, so I don't miss them. Yes, hopefully this coming week. You won't miss them, I'm sure. It's just it's having time, because apart from anything else, a lot of them, I don't know what they are, because they haven't come in labelled up. So a big box of bits, and I've got to figure out what half of them are off of. Or try to. There's some back doors, and there's a handle or two, some base plates. There's various bits of leaves and things. There's quite a few different sizes. So I'm going to have to measure them all, which is a bit of a pain. The what do you call it? The kind of cover plate bit that goes behind a gooseneck, like on a Mills gooseneck or similar. It covers the slot up behind there. There must be a proper name for that bit. The gooseneck hole cover plate thing. That thing that's often missing. There's about half a dozen probably different, but they're all different. I think they're all different shapes and sizes. I don't know what they're all off of. If they've got part numbers on, we might be able to cross-reference them with some part numbers against like Mills known part numbers, possibly. If not, we'll have to go by measurements. I'm sure they'll be of use to somebody. Or bring a machine over that needs a back bit and we'll slide them in and see if we can get one to fit. I suppose that's the other way of doing it. Yeah. So yeah, I'll try and do a few more again this week. I said those award cards last week. I'll perhaps do the back doors and bits and bobs and those top slidey bits this next week. There's all the spares that didn't go before. I'll just put back on again as well. We'll just keep putting the spares round and round and round until they all sell, basically, because they're. I think with the bit is you either need it or you don't. But you know, 2-3 months down the road, somebody might need those bits now because they might have come across a machine in the meantime. So I don't mind just keep relisting those. And eventually we'll find good homes for them all, I'm sure. Yeah, so there we are. I think that's probably about it for tonight. I will catch you all up on Sunday. Have a jolly weekend, whatever you're doing. And keep an eye on the website for updates. of videos, etc. on these, or your Instagram. I'll stick some stuff up on Instagram as well, I expect, over the weekend. Anything you need to know, as per usual, ping me a message. Right, that's it. I need another cup of tea because I've had a long down the road. I've been out since 5 o'clock this morning. I'm knackered. And I need more tea, basically, and some sleep. Ready to fire up the video camera tomorrow. So catch you Sunday night. Over and out. Night all.